entrepreneur. So that language has to overcome every obstacle that you see. So that way, those obstacles are now opportunities. When it comes to marketing, just sitting there and speaking about your business, that is marketing. Right now, you're marketing. How many people knew that Joyce did funding? Drop a one in the chat if you knew, drop a zero in the chat if you didn't know. Drop a one in the chat if you knew, drop a zero in the chat if you did not know. Right? So sitting here speaking about what you're doing, look, zero, 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 they didn't know, but guess what? Now they do know. That is marketing. So speaking about your business, showing up for your business, those are all equal to marketing and really putting in the forefront of what it is that you can focus on in the time being. So if there's a bottleneck in one area, just know that you have the power, you have the opportunity to focus on another area, that when that area, then the bottleneck area is loosened up or available, you can now put it all together. But you shouldn't allow yourself to feel stagnant, because you are the master of everything that comes with your funding, with your business, with your clients, with your marketing, how you wake up in the morning, what you're grateful for. That is all pertaining to you, right? You have full control of that. So just tap into that control every single day and just renew your mind daily to know that, okay, if I'm not working on the funding today, I'm working on the marketing. If I know that I'm not working on the marketing today, then I'm working on outsourcing. If I'm not working on outsourcing today, then I'm getting on these calls and I'm talking to people that are on the calls to see what they need. And maybe I can now provide the solution to them. There's always a different angle. We just have to see those obstacles as opportunities. All right.
All right, good stuff, Jazz. I want to ask everybody, what is marketing? Put the answer in the chat. What is marketing? Marketing has many layers. It's about 7 layers. You got advertisements, you got all these other things, but marketing, what is marketing? Let me know in the chat, because I think we get all crazy about this stuff. I want you to just understand, marketing is introducing your solution. It's just introducing your solution. It can come in many forms. It can come in as promotion, but it's just introducing your solution. Wait a minute. I think I have a document on this. I'm gonna look in the back end and see if I have a document on this. But I want y'all to realize we make things difficult. We make things complex. Business is not hard. The hardest thing about business is getting in front of more people. That's it. Like, that's it. There's always a solution. Somebody created a spork. Spork is a $1 billion company. You create a spork. Yes, some of us might not be creators in the form of 3D printouts, but you may be creators in the form of methodology, roadmap, structure, building and digital properties, right? So I want you to think about it this way, Joyce, going forward. What can I do? Not about what you can't do, because I see how frustrated you were waiting on the funding. But when you get the funding, that's a whole new set of problems. Because it's not about that, it's about you. It's like, what's greater than the asset? Somebody let me know in the chat, what's greater than the asset? What's greater than the asset? Because the asset is what we all looking to accomplish, right? And acquire. We want the assets. Because the assets give us income, the assets give us freedom, the assets, assets, assets. But the person controlling the asset is more powerful. How many of y'all seen that there's a lot of money in real estate? But how many of us see a lot of abandoned buildings? Is that a high-powered asset just sitting there rotting away? No, because it's about the person who controls the asset. That is what makes the asset valuable. You are the controller of your reality, your destination, your movie, your story. You have to be the person that's the cause of the matter. Stop sitting and stop waiting. You have to be proactive while this thing is happening. Like when you're cooking, right? And you're waiting on this thing to be inside the oven. Are you just done cooking, or you just start doing the other stuff you could do while that one is baking, right? So that's how we want to look at it. You might be able to do one thing from a certain time period. You might be able to do another thing for a certain time period, but it's about the collective whole. How can we get everything? So the last thing I want to say to you, Joyce, before we move on from this is, don't look to be a perfectionist. Don't look to get it perfect. Just look to be a person. Hey, each person you see in your family or you see in your friend circle, hey, so I'm starting a business doing X, Y, and Z. Tell me what you think about this. You don't even have to have the business ready. It's ideas that can now formulate. They could tell you how they feel about certain ideas. And you be like, ooh, that's good, or oh no, that's not good. But you can get a consensus of what you need and what people want, so that way you can supply them with what is the solution. Make sense, Joyce?
Yes.
I'm proud of you too for showing up and sharing, because there's probably other people who feel like you, but they're not raising their hand. So thank you for speaking up and thank you for being part of the collective that is stepping in that light and shining that power. Thank you for that. So anybody else, Sunshine, Apolline, would you like to chime in on anything that was said?
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
not,
Thank you for coming up, Joyce, and sharing what you're going through. Like Masa said, there's a lot of people that might be going through the same things that needed to hear your message. And, if I can I give you some actionable steps as well? So research is an action as well, right? So if you had the funding today, do you have the property that you would acquire to work out of? Do you know the exact equipment that you would be acquiring? Do you know the licenses that you would get? So in this meantime, you could be thinking about, okay, if I got funding tomorrow, do I know what I'm gonna execute on, exactly what I'm executing on? So I want you to just take some time out to actually research. Once I get the funding, I can execute today. So put yourself in that position. That was helpful. Put helpful in the chat and let me know.
right, great stuff, great stuff. Next person, who's the next person?
We got the legacy builder. What's up?
Good morning.
Legacy,
Can you guys hear me?
what's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? I had my hand raised for a long time back when Mavis started talking, and then when Joyce got on, I raised my hand again. And the reason that I love, love, love this community, I love crew, I love all of you coaches, because everything that I wanted to say, you guys had already said it. And so I really don't even need to say anything, but I will since I have the floor. Um, so Queen Mavis and Queen Joyce, one of the things that I kept hearing, I heard frustration, I heard overwhelmed, I heard all of those things. And this is what I want you queens to think about for 1 second. Whatever we say, that's what it is. And so that's why our coaches are constantly telling us to watch our language. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. And this is when life started changing for Legacy, right? When I started believing who I was. Who are you? Who are you, Queen Mavis? Who are you, Queen Joyce? Are you frustrated? No, you are not. Because if you say you are frustrated, what happens is you begin to believe that you are in fact frustrated and overwhelmed and that you don't have the resources and that you're by yourself. So whatever you say and whatever you believe, that is what it is. So I need you guys to start believing something different, but it's not just as simple as believing something else different. This is what you have to do is you have to go back and identify the lies that we're told, because somewhere along the line we were all told a lie, whether it was a lie from somebody else like a teacher or a kid, a little mean kid on the schoolyard telling you that you were ugly or you were stupid. And right, so what happens is at some point in our journey we believe the lie. Drop a one in the chat if you have believed a lie that either you told yourself or that somebody else told you. You're loud, you're extra, like you're, oh, you do too much, you're doing the most. I've heard all of those things. And guess what happened? Over time, I began to believe some of those things. And so I would tone myself down, or I would dumb myself down to make other people feel more comfortable with me. The days of Legacy doing that is over. I get on a call sometimes, on a Zoom with people sometimes, and professional people. Guess what my name be on the Zoom? Legacy Builder. So they'll say something to me like, well, Queen, no, they don't say Queen. They'll say, ma'am, what's your name? Well, I know you see the name on the screen. My name is Legacy Builder, and I show up as she every single day, unapologetically, because I know who I am before I walk into a room now. Now, 2 years ago, when I got in here, I didn't know her. I didn't know that. So everything I materialized, everything that I manifested was small, was less than. But now I show up as the legacy builder every single day. So if you want to show up frustrated, if you want to show up overwhelmed, if you want to show up without a team, that's how you're going to show. That's who you're going to be every single day. So what I want you guys to do, Joyce, come up, come up, bring her up, team, bring her up. Where you at, Joyce? Who are you, Joyce? That's what I need to know. I need to know this morning who you are. And it goes another step further. When you walk into the room, when you get up in the morning, I need you to know who you are before you even wake up. Own that. Be that. Like walk in that. You are not frustrated. You are a business, you are an entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur walk different. We know some things. We own some things. You know what I'm saying? So that is how you need to wake up every single morning. And then I need you to start creating some new beliefs. See, we're all creators. Every single person on this call is a creator. What do I mean by that? You create the reality that you want. Right. So I am a millionaire. I'm a multimillionaire, as a matter of fact. Somebody might say, well, where is the money? Like, where is it? I am a multimillionaire because I am creating my reality right now as we speak. You must create it. So, Joyce, you are no longer, I bet not never, ever, ever hear you say you're frustrated again. You are not frustrated. You are free. You have overcome. You have done, you know what? You got up today and you got on this call. You have done more than than a very large percentage of people have done. I need you to start helping people. That's what I need you to do. My ultimate goal is to be a philanthropist, just so y'all know a little bit about me, right? I want to be able to give like money and build houses for people and just really, really give, right? So the cheat code is to whatever it is that you want to be, you already that. Whatever it is you want to be, you got to start being it now, today, right? And so me being wanting to be a philanthropist, I have to practice and exercise philanthropy today. So you have to find somebody to help today, if that's what you want to be and do, and start being a helper of people now. And what that will do is it will empower you. Okay. I love y'all so much. Thank you for giving me more than 30 seconds. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you. You operating out that championship energy. That's all that is. That's that championship energy right
Let's
there.
go, man.
We just had to come out and bust out with that championship energy. I absolutely love it. Y'all show some love for the legacy builder and our Queen Joyce. That's that green, black, and white energy right there.
Wait, hold on, Sunshine. Before we leave, I better not hear anybody complaining about being in their sleep garments anymore because Legacy Builder just came in and gave you a master class on personal development and stepping into your power in a sleep garment, okay?
Yeah.
Please understand, like, if you can't show up for you, I'm sorry, nobody else will. Let's continue to go. Sunshine, who's on the screen?
Queen Nicole, come talk to us, beautiful.
What's going on, everybody? Good morning. All I have to say is word. Word, word, word. Everything that you guys have said this morning has been amazing. So the reason I raised my hand this morning is because my thoughts this week and last week and the week before has been I'm so ready to leave corporate America. And because of what I'm doing, let me just tell you what I'm doing. I'm a diversity and inclusion strategist. I have been for a couple of decades. I'm sorry, for over a decade. And I am bringing all of that knowledge to my community so that I can help us directly address the disparities in healthcare. I have two products that can help us, and I love it, and I'm over the moon every time I help someone. It gives me the utmost pleasure. But my job is also in wealth management, so I have a conflict of interest because one of the products that I have are is life insurance with living benefits, IULs, and that's how the rich get wealthy. That's a tool that they use, and our community needs to know how to leverage that tool masterfully so we can bring in some coins and protect our families now and in the future. All right, so bam, that's what I have. But I can't do that freely and work at this company. I am so ready to quit. And I've only been there for 2.5 years. The reason I found the company or started going or came back to corporate America is because I didn't understand or know how to get business funding, right? So I did what I thought was the best way to do it: go back to work to make some money. Man, I have been dying ever since, and I'm over it. Not only that, you guys talked about a little bit, someone said about being decisive. Are you an entrepreneur or are you an employee? I've been new, even when I went back to work, that I'm not an employee. I walk in there, you're right. We talk different, we walk different, our stance is different. I'm interacting with the CEO. I'm an executive assistant, and I chose that position at that firm so that I can have access to the decision makers, right? So I got it. But she and I feel like we're peers, and I treat her like we're peers. And so you're right, we walk different. But the issue is that now that I'm in this wonderful community, now that abundance is flowing, I cannot really help my community like I want to because I really want to put these policies in everybody's hands. I really want to educate. Even if you can't afford to purchase a policy, I want to plant the seed so that we can set you up so that you'll be able to afford it at some point in your life, right? So I'm either going to sell it, I'm either going to help you understand more about it, or I'm going to place you in a position so that you can. I'm going to give you an opportunity so that you can. And I just don't want to do what's happening over here to the right of me anymore. But I don't know how to balance those emotions because I'm clear. I'm appreciative that I have a job. We all are living in America. We all see what's going on. I don't know what the future may bring, right? So I'm very grateful for that flow of income, that consistent flow of income. But it's taken everything. It's taken everything for me
Okay.
not to leave.
So I want to see a lot of love, Nicole, right, Nicole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see a lot of love. And I know I get it. I understand where you're at this moment, where it's that crossroads. It's like what's over here.
Acquisition manager.
Thank you. What's over here is so shiny and beautiful. What's over here is like kind of outdated a little bit. I know what's going on over here. It's working. It's helping me. I want y'all to understand this. And I love your testimonial, by the way. Shout out to you, snap it up, clap it up, because you could be doing this selfishly, but you're doing this to help the community, right? I
100%.
want you to think that all things can be done. Like everything that you think could happen is already happening. This is why you don't need to watch the news. You know for a fact everything is happening already. Like you already know everything is happening. What's the point? You don't even need to watch the news. Like you already know anything that you can think of is happening. Now, what I would say to you is it's not just a fine line between employee and employer. You would always be doing both. It's just that you have to make a decision about where do you want to lie, right? Like where do you want to stay? Where do you want to be the most? Because even as an employer, you still have to employ things in what we call implementation, right? So you're never going to not employ things. Now, there is a level of life where you can just have it on autopilot and you just get pings when it's time to get paid. Like, and you just make sure, hey, everything good, and that's it. But we're so far from that we don't want to cloud your mind with that expectation, because I think that's sort of what Joyce was alluding to as well, is that we do have this realm where you could just really be a seven-figure earner on autopilot. It really can. But for most of us where we're at, there needs to be some implementation, some unification, some communication, but a whole lot of that imagination. So what I would say for you is, how can you imagine doing all of it right now? Because it's easy for us to get frustrated with what we have because we can see the potential of something in the future or something new. Any relationship, right? You're on a relationship, you're on a rocky side with your relationship. It's easy to think that the other relationship is going to be have the grass greener, right? It's easy to think that it's going to be better on the other side. But what I want to say is, what can you use now to help you grow now and later? So you don't necessarily have to be the insurance agent insuring the individuals. You could just be an affiliate to the insurance agent providing that service to other people. You don't necessarily have to be doing anything, but utilizing your skills is going to be the primary objective here. That's why we say take your mindset, turn it into a tool set, because how can you use your mind to navigate the chess pieces on the board? Who do you know that can serve people? Who do you know that you can funnel people into a class? Well,
So
go ahead.
not to interrupt, but that's exactly how I'm moving, right? I have a strategic partner, business bestie that I partnered with years ago when I first started getting into the life insurance. So we're back together and we're partnering and we're reaching people. But my issue, let me be clear what my issue is with corporate America. I'm tired of implementing other people's strategies. I'm tired of being marginalized. I'm tired of being underutilized. I'm tired of not being, let's just say those two things, whatever. So that's the piece. And my issue is my time. My issue is I want to use my time. This is my life. This I want to do things my way. And my issue is I don't want to I just really don't want to take for granted my job. I really don't want to take for granted that abundance, that money is flowing in effortlessly, right? Mindlessly, because I'm an executive assistant. I can do that with my eyes closed. I did that on purpose so that I can build my business over here. But when I found out that it was a conflict, I didn't know what to do anymore. So what I really, 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 really want to do, I just want to say, all right, I'm out. But I don't think that that's the most responsible thing to do right now because that's going to cut off the stream of income. But I need that time to 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 do what I need to do.
So that's what I'm saying. I love what you're saying because it makes so much sense. Remember, it's really about the perspective on this. So when I say affiliate, the affiliate is your gateway to that objective, to where you can actually be like, I'm done with it. Because you have to have something in place that's giving you income before you can truly say, all right, let me separate from the 9 to 5, right? So we want to prepare you. So we want to have you see your job as your best friend now. Okay, you're providing me with tools and access to I know, but that's where the struggle is coming. The resistance is usually what's stopping us, right? So in that space, I want you to see this as a help. I want you to get all the system and processes. I want you to see how they operate. When do they have meetings? I want you to see what is it that makes people want to come into work? What's their interview process? How are they hiring? Like all of these things I want you to be able to document. Think about it as a mentorship that you're getting paid to attend. And while you're doing that, you start to say, okay, I got this affiliate going. So by the time they catch up to you and they feel like it's a conflict of interest, I'm already making money. I already got the strategies. I already got the people coming in. I already got everything in place. So when you say goodbye, I was just waiting on you to tell me. I was just waiting on you. I've been
Okay, I
gone.
like it. I like it. I like it.
All right. So
I like it.
see them as helpful. Like really be excited about the job because they're gonna they're gonna float you while you're working on your dream. Like they're gonna help you. And this is being recorded, and I do teach corporate. So let's let this be clear. I'm not saying let's cheat the corporate world. I'm saying there's a time limit on everything. And if you feel like your time is running out, you feel like your sand in that hourglass is dwindling down to the last beads of sand, then you know that you don't have time to play around with anything. Then, okay, cool. How do I execute the best at my job, but also make sure that I can use my position as a position of power to utilize it to float my secondary business that I potentially have my future business. So this is what we did with the real estate. When Ramel was at Pepsi and I was doing graphics, this is what we did. Every other day we got on the phone, we built. What are we going to do to segue from this? I was the first one to leave the job. He was still there. Basically, essentially, we forced them to fire him because once the systems were in place and we started making money, started being able to delegate, collecting cash, we understood the system and process now. We said, okay, thank you for the influx of money that we're getting here, but now we're going to shift the focus over here. Before
Okay.
you know it, they called and they said, hey, look, we're going to have to let you go. But when they let him go, they gave him a severance pay. All right. So it's just the way that you do things, but we still do it professionally. We still show up and give our all. We don't want to be tricky and scammy. Like when you're at your job, give your 110% at the job. But just remember, if that's not the future, focus on what is.
That was brilliant, my man. Thank you.
All right. Everybody send some love in the chat for Nicole. Great job, Nicole. We're super proud of you. 100%, 100%. Last person, we can't go past this. Last person, because we're ready. We got a meeting at 9:30. We're ready past that time. What's up? What's up? What's going on?
Is that for me?
Yep, you're on the screen now.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what's your
Good
name,
morning.
King? I say it said COVID
First
hack
of all,
show
good
on it.
morning. First of all, good morning. And second of all, let me get to my name. So my name started being my primary struggle. I'll say that. As I was growing up, everybody had a different name for me. Everybody was a Kevin or a Sam or something else. So that started to be my struggle. And at a certain point, I decided that I'm going to rename myself. And I renamed myself Kevin. Well, short story, so I don't take up too much time, is Kevin became my personality. So I never got to know me. My name is COVID. I was born with that name from birth. My father gave it to me. There's a whole story behind it. You were just speaking to Nicole. I told Nicole and her partner the story because Nicole helped me out. And I'll tell you the story real quick. My father grew up in an island called Curacao. I was born on an island called St. Vincent. My father went to Curacao because my grandfather died and my grandmother moved him there. On the island of Curacao, it's a Dutch island. On that island, either somewhere in their community, somewhere in their culture, there was a hero named Covidas. So my name is COVID, coming off of Covidas. That was my primary struggle. And that struggle kept on. And I think I overcame that struggle until the year 2019 hit. 2019 hit, and now my name is out there, but it's seen as a negative way. And people would tell me you should change your name. People would tell me all kinds of stuff. Oh, you should use your middle name, change your name. And at that point, I decided no, because that was my struggle, and I became to know me. I got to know myself. I got to know COVID. So I became me. So now I refuse to use anything else besides that, no matter what people say, what people's comments are, or anything else. I am me. That's my story.
Is that powerful or what? Can I say this? First of all, I do appreciate you breaking down the whole story that way. That was very enlightening, and it made me have a realization on something. Most people look at, and I say this a lot, most people look at COVID as this this era of darkness. COVID was also an era of extreme enlightenment. This era has produced the most entrepreneurs in the history of America. This era has made more millionaires in the history of America. So when you're saying COVID as a champion, COVID as a hero, yeah, champion your name because you've also allowed yourself to see the light within you and understand who you are as a person and as a being. And as when we say human being, it's the hue, the light being. You are a being of light. And I want you to shine your light. So thank you for stepping up and really sharing that story about who you are. Was that the only thing that you wanted to share, or you had something else?
No, I came a little bit late, but that was the main thing I wanted to share because that is the part that really resonated with me when Legacy spoke, and I wanted to share that with the group.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. If that was impactful, what a way to finish it. I want to say this to everybody. Everybody send some love to COVID in the chat. In fact, let's have everybody come off a mute real quick. Snap it up and clap it up for COVID. Send some love in the chat for him.
King,
King
Yes,
All right,
COVID.
COVID.
Thank
Nathan.
you.
congratulations.
Thank you. That was
Onion
wonderful.
Island.
Thank
Thank
you
Happy
so
you
much.
so
COVID.
much.
Thank you.
Oh, that
COVID.
heritage is
COVID.
important.
Own
Like
that,
Amen.
walking
We
story.
that
love
COVID. I
COVID from
love
Pure
it. I
Thank you
love
for
it. I
Sound.
All
love
educating.
it.
right. And here's the thing about this. Like the confidence that you have to have your name as COVID, knowing that COVID shifted the whole entire world. That's what the energy I want you to have going forward. Where it's like, if it shifted the whole entire world, let it shift your mind and let it shift your internal world. Because if one thing is happening in a spectrum, the other thing is happening. When it's day over here, it's nighttime somewhere else. So if it's destruction somewhere, then it could be someone building, it's construction somewhere, right? So please understand, you are not limited to who and what people say about you. You are only limited to who and what you feel is you and what you feel about you. So please, at the end of the day, see yourself as the highest form, as the highest being that you could be. Be your higher self. We are concluding today's implementation execution segment. Going forward, I believe Wednesday, that's February 12th. This is the accountability start. So if all of you are inside the accountability program, make sure you're here early. If you're not, we do not wait on anybody during the accountability program. You must show up at least 5 minutes earlier, because 8:30 we start opening up the class and we go right into it. 9:30 sharp, we close. Sometimes, like on a Friday or a Wednesday, we might extend a little bit, but that's about it. Sunshine, before we close up, would you like to add some value?
Oh man, that last story was everything. And I'm like, don't you ever change your name and say it loud, say it proud, because you have more people saying your name than ever before. I don't think anybody has a name like that where everybody across the world, across the nation is saying your name the way people are saying your name. So stand in that. But today has been awesome. I absolutely love today. And one thing that just kept coming up for me, as everybody spoke, and I'll just end it with this, is that we have to stop waiting for something to happen and start making something happen. At the end of the day, it's all about making something happen. And we all have these goals, and they're big goals. And we know by now that we should all be making these goals and breaking them up into small parts, right? If you have this list, there's no reason to wait for anything, because while we're waiting on whatever it is that we're looking to get accomplished, we could be making everything that we need to make happen by going through all the small parts that's going to help get our goals accomplished. And let me tell you something about that waiting thing, because I used to be doing that a lot too. Listen, we are all the originals of us. But if you keep sitting on the sidelines and waiting for things happen, those knockoffs, right? They gonna be the ones that's not even half of you, because they not waiting. They out there making stuff happen while we're waiting to be on this beautiful, perfect display. The originals, the authentic ones, will be sitting up there on the sidelines while all those knockoffs, okay, is out there getting it done. So listen, at the end of the day, stop waiting for it to happen and go make it happen, because we can't be duplicated. All right. I love y'all to life. Today has been everything. Let's go, y'all.
Going forward, write this down, Apolline. Put the knockoffs in there. We're gonna be talking about the knockoffs, okay? Going forward, we got to keep the knockoff language going. All right, this wraps it up for today, y'all. You are the best of the best, top of the top, cream of the crop. Everybody off of mute. Wednesday is going down. Your dreams will happen. Your life will change. 30 days. Once again, Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Accountability Accelerator. It's time to put your dreams on Front Street and get rid of them knockoffs. Let's go. Everybody off of mute.
Let's
Let's
go.
get it.
Let's
Let's get it. Knock them
Go.
love
knockoffs
it.
off.
Thank
Thank
Knock
you.
them
you.
Knock
Love
them
knockoffs
you.
off.
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
Go.
yes.
Let's
Knock it
go,
off.
Let's
y'all.
Thank you,
go.
Knock
thank you,
it
thank
off.
you.
Go,
Awesome
go,
today.
go.
Awesome
Let's
Go.
indeed.
get it,
All
And be
Millionaire.
right.
powerful.
Get it.
Woo.
Do it. Let's do
Beautiful.
it.
Y'all.
Yes.
Go.
Lil, what's up, Auntie?
Hey,
Family.
hey, greetings. How y'all
Zelly.
doing?
Hey,
What up, Zelly?
Family.
Hey,